back to Finding Hope in the Valley. How's everyone doing this week? It has been brutal at my house for several months now. Several months. We got sick sometime in October, and we have been sick every month since October. Once a month, except in January we got sick twice, and we've now already been sick for February. So we are running on fumes. We are exhausted. We're tired beyond belief. We're needing a lot of sleep. So we need a lot of sleep, and we need a lot of non-sick days. Sick-free days is what we're needing over here. We are just so exhausted. My house is trashed beyond belief because we just can't catch a break. I'm disinfecting, I'm cleaning, I'm washing, I'm sterilizing, I'm opening the windows when it's negative 13 degrees to kill any and everything I can in the house, and it's just not working. So as you can imagine, the dishes are high, the laundry is high, piles here and piles there, and just so much that needs attending to that I just can't. Especially someone with chronic illness, when you catch something else, it then flares your illnesses and you are sick for a little bit longer usually than everyone else, and then you have to recover from a chronic illness flare, and that is just not fun. Oh, so not fun. So hopefully everyone else is doing better than us. But in today's video, I want to share a little bit with you about some more of my illnesses. There is another video down below. If you search my videos, you'll find one that describes my POTS and my dysautonomia. POTS is posterior orthostatic tachycardia. And then there's dysautonomia as well. And I have a really good video on that. Just scroll through my videos and look for the one that says POTS and dysautonomia. And hopefully that will be of help to you if you're new to the channel and wondering what that is. So today I'm going to go through a rundown of the other illnesses that I have and the symptoms and things that I face with those illnesses. So as before I listed, I have POTS, posterior orthostatic tachycardia. I also have dysautonomia. Just briefly, since I have another video on those are an autonomic nervous system dysfunction. So that's what your autonomic nervous system is, what controls your heart, your blood pressure, your digestion of your food, the blinking of your eyes, the things that we take for granted that we don't have to tell our body to do, it just does it. A lot of your, it definitely controls a lot of the nervous system as far as panic, anxiety, things of that nature, seizures, and people have seizures, balance, it definitely affects your balance, but for me, blood pressure, big time blood pressure. So some of us can run high, some of us can run way too low, some of us can fluctuate. I tend to stay way too low all the time. So doctors say that normal is like 120 over 80. Seriously, who knows what normal really is? But doctors will say normal is 120 over 80. I usually run 75. Usually, it's usually about 80 over 47. That's the number I was looking for. 80 over 47 is usually what I run. I can also run 70 over 40. Just depends on the day. But I can get more normal, which is closer to the 120 over 80. So I could sometimes be 100 over, say, 75. Okay, 100 over 75. And I will feel utterly horrible. Like, just horrible in my whole body. I feel horrible when I'm low. But when I get up to the more normal range, my body freaks out because it doesn't know what to do. It's like, okay, this is not our normal. This hasn't been our normal for years. What do we do? And then they can't get all the right signals to the body, and then my body flares, massive flares. So it's kind of a toss up between, is the blood pressure the worst or the high? But for the most part, the higher number, it's not technically high, but the higher number is not so good for me. Like I said, low doesn't feel good either, but higher tends to bring about more symptoms. So that's POTS and dysautonomia for me. And then I have, we're not quite 100%, we're working on it. I was told that I have late stage Lyme disease, and blood work proved that I had that. But the doctor, however, who diagnosed me with that, took our money and ran. And they took us for quite a ride. And so I've been kind of leery ever since on the test. And so I had another one done, and it was positive as well. But we're still kind of looking into that issue. But that is something that is in my medical record that I have, which is late stage Lyme disease. Lyme disease is what you get when you're bit by a tick. You can also get Lyme disease from someone else who's carrying it by saliva. You can get Lyme disease through being intimate with your partner. You can get Lyme disease you can pass it on to your children. If you're positive with Lyme disease and you get pregnant, you can pass it on in utero. So there's a lot of ways that you can get Lyme disease. People just always think, oh, it's just a tick and I got bit by a tick, so I have Lyme disease. Well, there's a lot more bugs than you would realize that carry Lyme. Mosquitoes, ticks are one of them. Other bugs as well. There's so many. Do your research. There's way more places that you can catch Lyme disease than what you would actually think. And so I feel fatigued all the time from that. I feel cold-like symptoms, fever-like symptoms, a lot from that. I also have Epstein-Barr virus, which Epstein-Barr virus is chronic mono. So with my late-stage Lyme disease, I got Lyme disease, and my body never presented with symptoms until later in life. And so because of that, I did not get treatment right away. And when that happens, then it's considered late stage and very, very hard to treat. My body has had mono, what we think has had mono in the past. I had an episode when I was in junior high. Yeah, last year, junior high, where I got double pneumonia really bad. And I was in the hospital for like 2.5 weeks, something crazy like that. I was coughing. I was in and out of consciousness a lot, just sleeping all the time. If I wasn't sleeping, I was coughing and puking. And looking back now as an adult, I wonder if that truly was Lyme, or not Lyme, but mono, and they just didn't test for it a lot back then. I really, really think that I actually had mono at that time. I was right about the age that is prevalent for mono, and I was extremely sick, and it took me weeks to get energy back. So I really think they said I had double pneumonia, and maybe I did, but I wonder now if it was mono. And what happens with mono is, so everyone is exposed to mono at one time or another in their life. And with mono, you're either exposed and symptomatic, or you're exposed and then your body will take the mono and protect you. It'll grab it, pull it away, and do what's called encapsulation. And it will take it and it will encapsulate it away in your body. Even those who have had mono, once it's done, your body will take it and then encapsulate it, like hide it away, in a sense. If you have other illnesses where you become run down or too sick for a very long time, or are under a lot of stress or pressure or something traumatic happens to you, that capsule can actually break away. And once encapsulated mono breaks away, it's considered chronic. It is now long-term mono in your body, and you have to continually be working to keep your mono numbers low and in check so that you feel good and you don't feel mono symptoms all the time. So my numbers right now, my virus numbers are quite high, which of course makes me feel quite crappy. Something else they think I have is called mast cell activation disorder. And that is when everyone in our body has what's called mast cells. And some people's become hypervigilant or overreactive. So they decide to go on fight or flight mode. And your mast cells will then send out alert messages all the time, like, we're in danger mode, we're in danger mode, we're in danger mode, all the time, all the time, all the time. And so your body is hyper reactive to panic, anxiety, stressful situations, foods, chemicals, vitamins, minerals, clothing could be made with something that you react to. Carpeting could be made with something that you react to. And the hard part about mast cell activation disorder is we end up having reactions. Those reactions can consist of hives. Anaphylaxis is huge with mast cell activation disorder. Hives, anaphylaxis, rashes, just weird, strange, unknown rashes, and just a lot of redness in your face, swelling of your face, swelling of your hands, swelling of your tongue, swelling of your feet. But a lot of times we have no idea what we're reacting to. Mast cell activation disorder, you can walk, say, through the doors of Walmart. You're having a great day. Nothing's going wrong. Your day's been good. You feel good. You walk through the doors of Walmart and bam. Suddenly your throat starts closing. You start feeling tingly, sweaty, puffy in the face or in the hands. That's mast cell activation. You are reacting to something. But the crappy part is we're in the middle of a store. We could be reacting to 100 different things and we don't know what they are. We're very hypersensitive to everything. So people will say, like, if we're sick or not feeling well, people want to say to us, oh, well, just take a vitamin C, or, take a good multivitamin, or, we're low in potassium, and they'll say, oh, well, just, take this potassium pill. I take this liquid potassium and it works great for me. We are, it doesn't work that way with our body. It doesn't, we are hypervigilant, hypersensitive. So it doesn't tend to work so well in our body just to go and take a vitamin C or a regular multivitamin, or, oh, I'm feeling low in potassium, so I'm going to go take some potassium. We react to things that you would never even, you think everyone can take a vitamin, right? Vitamins are healthy for you. Vitamins are good for you. I am on a vitamin that is fully food-based. Everything in it is just food. Spinach, tomatoes, apples, banana, whatever may be in there, right, to get the vitamins. It's fully food-based. And it took me a long time to find even a food-based one that I didn't react to. One of the reasons being that I have a lot of allergies. And people with mast cell activation will have a lot of food allergies, chemical allergies, spice allergies, perfume allergies, soap and shampoo allergies, things like that. Either reactions or true allergies. So I have a lot of foods that I'm allergic to. So finding a food-based multivitamin is extremely hard for someone with me and my conditions. So I finally found one. I've been slowly, crumb by crumb, bite by bite, introducing my body to the vitamin. This is a kid's food-based vitamin that I give my children. And I am slowly working my way up to tolerating one whole vitamin without reaction. In the beginning, it was rough. I didn't know if I was going to continue on, but I did. I pushed through, and my body slowly learned to be okay with it. It doesn't always happen. We have to quit a lot of things that we try because the reactions are so severe. There's no getting over a hump. Our body cannot and will not handle that. So I have POTS, dysautonomia. I also have late stage Lyme disease. I have chronic mono, and we are working to get the diagnosis of mast cell activation disorder. I also have mitral, so it's called mitral valve regurgitation, I think is what it's called, mitra or mitral, one of those. Mitra or mitral valve regurgitation. That means all of the valves in my heart leak. Some will have one leaky valve, some will have two. All of mine have decided to become leaky. So I have mitro or mitra, I always forget how you say it, valve regurgitation with all of the valves in my heart leaking. So those are the things that I deal with on a daily basis. I think I was going to go ahead and list all of the symptoms that I have, but I think what I'll do is I will go ahead and put those in another video, maybe in a day or two, so that this one doesn't get too long. Because sometimes listing symptoms and things, it can make the videos a little bit too long. So for me, once again, I have POTS, and it's all capital letters, POTS, and then you make a slash, dysautonomia. POTS and dysautonomia go hand in hand. I also have what is considered late stage Lyme disease because I got Lyme some point in my life and I was unreactive, but stress and chronic illness has brought out the Lyme disease and its symptoms, and is now saying to my body that you are untreated for Lyme disease and you need to get treatment, essentially. I also have the Epstein-Barr virus, which is the chronic mono. And the way I described that was everybody in their lifetime at one point has been exposed to mono, whether you know it or not, or feel it or not. And your body takes it, and once it's done, it encapsulates it, like closes it up and seals it up and balls it up and hides it away. But stress, pregnancy, hormone changes, long-term illness can break away that encapsulation and cause mono to go bananas inside your body. And you get really high virus numbers and you feel really, really crappy. I also have mast cell activation disorder, which is a hyper activation, I guess, of the mast cells in your body. They are reacting to anything and everything, things you wouldn't even think you should react to, but you do. And so it makes it very difficult to eat foods because you never know. I could eat a whole plate of food and have a reaction. It's like, great, I just ate a whole plate of food. I have no idea what I'm reacting to. And I won't react to the same thing. You know, sometimes I'll react to it every time. Like I know never touch dairy. Never touch dairy. But some things I can have one time and I don't react. And the next time I have a massive reaction. So it's really hard to pinpoint those reactions. Especially if you've had a whole plate of food and maybe it's something you've never reacted to before is on your plate of food. It's like, okay, my triggers aren't on there that I know are true triggers. Sometimes it's just walking into a grocery store. Sometimes it was something in the doctor's office. Sometimes it was a smell in the car. You just never know what triggers it sometimes. Sometimes you do, and that's a blessing in and of itself. because it's like, okay, I know this time what triggered it, and I'm going to try to avoid that next time because this feels really crappy. But 90% of the time, we have no idea what we're reacting to or why. And so it can become so frustrating and so, sorry, my back's sore today. So frustrating and so disheartening and depressing to play the what if game or the what game, essentially. What did I do now? Why is my body angry now? Why is it mad now? What did I eat? What did I drink? What did I not do? Is this mast cell? Is it a POTS flare? Because they're very, very similar. So it's hard to play the why is my body acting this way today game. Because if you knew, of course, as bad as you felt, you would never ever do it again. But in our case, it's like we have no clue sometimes. And so it's like really frustrating to feel so sick and so weak in your body and fatigued and panicky and all the things that we go through, which I'll talk about in the next video, but not know how you got there and why. So I think that's the saddest part about being sick with these type of illnesses, because it's like, say you got drunk. If you got drunk and you felt really crappy and you're puking your guts out and you had a massive headache, you're probably not going to do that again. It didn't feel so hot, right? Any logical, normal person would be like, oh my gosh, that was awful. Why did I do that to myself? And that's how we feel. It's like, okay, what did I do? What's making me feel so bad? Because I never, ever want to do that again. It is so bad that we're like in tears trying to figure it out. And we can't. There's no rhyme. There's no reason sometimes. Sometimes there is. And that's a grateful day. As sick as we are, it's like, thank God I know what I just did because I'm never doing that again. So those are some of the things that I deal with on a daily basis. Oh, the mitral valve. It's either mitral or mitral, something like that. Valve regurgitation. And that is, I just saw a pretty bird out my window. It distracted me. I was like, what in the world is flying by my window? You just never know when you live in the desert like I do. But they're called a ring-tailed dove. And they're just really pretty. They're a gray bird with what looks like a black band around their neck, like a very light grayish black band around their neck. Really big birds and beautiful birds. And he was just flying past my window here. But at first I was like, who's standing outside my window? So I have the mitral valve or mitral valve regurgitation with all the valves leaking in my heart. So some have one or two. All of mine have decided to be pain in the butts. We'll just put it that way. And that brings about severe exhaustion. Like when your heart has to work extra, you're just exhausted all the time. Like all the time. You can never get enough sleep. You never wake up feeling rested. It's so draining on the body. So in the next video, I'll go ahead and do another one in a couple days here and list all of my symptoms. I think that'll be better. This way this video doesn't get too long, because I know some people like to join in and watch, but they don't have a lot of time. Life is busy, life is crazy, life is loud, especially if you have children, and finding that right balance and time to watch can be hard sometimes. So I don't like to get the videos too long, but hopefully everyone is having a good week this week. So far, fingers crossed, lots of prayers. I have not gotten what is in my house this month. All the prior months, yes. But this month, whatever my son has this time around, which is vomiting, nasty cough, high fever, lots of congestion, I have not gotten that this time. So thank the Lord for that, and hopefully it's not on the horizon for anyone else in the family. My other children, my husband, me, anybody. Hopefully we are all in the clear. Let's put it that way. let's hope that it's a one and done for our family this time around. But how's everyone doing? Leave a comment below. I'd love to hear from you and just know how you're doing. How can I pray for you? Tell me a little bit about you and maybe where you live. Where are you watching this video from? That would be a good thing to comment down below. Where are you watching the video from? Do you have chronic illness in your family? Are you chronically ill? Do you know someone that's chronically ill? I'd love to hear. And just, how are you doing? How can I pray for you this week as I spend my days in my bed? As always, here it is. Been up and about a little bit more this week, which is a good thing. Trying to get caught back up. I still had some Christmas decorations out on my counter, and I'm just like, okay, this has to go. Every year we buy our kids an ornament for Christmas, something that kind of, we either buy a community ornament, which is the same ornament for each kid, or we try to buy something that is specific to them for that year. And so this year I have a son that will be graduating junior high, and then I have one that just started kindergarten, and then one that's doing homeschool with mommy, who's in preschool. So I got them little graduation ornaments because the one will be graduating to kindergarten. The other one is first year kindergarten, so I got a first year kindergarten ornament. And the other one is moving on to high school. I'm not ready. So not ready. And so I got him an 8th grade graduation ornament for Christmas. And I can't find their ornament boxes. I know there's somewhere in this house. So I've just decided to quit looking, wrap them up good and tight, put them in my Christmas box, label it that they're the Christmas ornaments for this year. And once I do find their individual boxes, I can put them away. But I'm just like, this has been on my counter way too long. It's time to find this counter. I have like a ledge that goes between my living room and my kitchen. And it's like the catch-all for school papers and toys and just stuff that needs a home. And I'm like, okay, I want my ledge back. I want to come through the front door, or people to come through the front door, and they see a pretty ledge, just a couple little knickknacks and a nice clean ledge. So that's my goal this week. I've also been washing bedding because we've been sick so much. I am trying to get caught back up on killing the germs in the bedding. But yeah, I just finished putting the last little bit of Christmas stuff away. It's just been brutal with sickness. I know a lot's gone around. I've heard, of course, COVID, but then the flu is real bad this year. And the flu can be a couple different things. See, in our house, when we say we have the flu, that always meant puking, like throwing up, vomiting. That was the flu to us growing up. But now they say flu is fever, body aches, chills, cough, congestion, that type of stuff. And then if you're throwing up, that's the stomach bug. So we have had flu, we've had stomach bug, we've had RSV twice. We have had what sounds like croup in our house. We've had the croupy cough. We've had ear infections. We've had virus after virus. Just, the things where you would go to the doctor. If you were to go to the doctor, they would just say, sorry, it's just a virus. So we just stay home and rest and pray it goes away. But man, it's been so brutal. So I've been trying to do a lot of catch up. With Christmas, you get a lot of new things in your house, like new toys, new blankets, new clothes. So I've been trying to go through and get rid of the kids' clothes and get rid of some of the baby toys that they don't need anymore. Sorry, my little ones came in. So I'm just asking them to patiently wait their turn. So I've just, a lot of things that need to get done. I need to go through and, weed out the old toys and find a home for the new toys and, try on clothes and see what fits and what doesn't fit and just catch up on the things that I'm so behind on. So yeah, thought I'd sit here while I have a couple minutes and make a video. I hope you guys are doing well, much better than us. Hopefully we'll be on the mend here very, very shortly, and we'll have a nice, big, long break with no more sickness. But comment below, how you doing? Where are you from? Where do you watch these videos from? And do you have chronic illness yourself, or are you dealing with a chronic illness family member, or know someone with chronic illness? I'd love to hear from you. And in the next video, we will talk about symptoms and what I face on a daily basis with my illnesses and what symptoms they present in my body.